Greg Gutfeld of The Five on Fox News attempted humor again and failed miserably. But listen to his topic here because it's extra ironic. He's going to get mad at Obama for saying Republicans hate all the time as he proceeds to hate on Obama like he does all the time.
Stop being mad all the time. Stop just hating all the time.
Applause is his lubricant. Just stop hating. Obama is now sounding like a whiny pop star who's peeved at critics for panning his last record and mad at fans who hated his duet with Adam Levine. And Republicans, of course, they are the evil paparazzi. I'm waiting for him to yell, "Do you know who I am?" at a maitre d'. He says, stop just hating all the time. Perhaps one of the most adolescent blurbs ever to spill out from an adult male's face. Seriously, was that lifted from Justin Bieber's blog? Is it the title of a new Katy Perry song? If so, give her credit before writing it on the inside of your locker with a magic marker. The problem with this whine is that the anger actually began with Obama's own beliefs born from the polluted campus that proclaimed that the greatest country ever was actually pretty awful and needed fundamental change. I wouldn't call that hate, but sowing the seeds of discontent was how the president got where he's at today. And now the polls suggest people feel the same way about him. But I'm sure America, a nice bunch of people, would be willing to stop hating if only he would go first.
Oh, you get it? See, what he's saying is Obama hates America and Democrats hate America. So maybe it's not Republicans who should stop hating. Maybe it's you that should stop hating. Stop hating America. Yeah, you are a profoundly silly person, Greg Gutfeld, and also incredibly unfunny. I love, like, he's giving a monologue and a speech, and he's talking as if he's a comedian. Like, he has the cadence, and he has what he thinks are punchlines, and it's just like silence. You know, every once in a while, one other right-wing douchebag in the background will give it a little giggle, but that material doesn't work. Who's that material going to work on? Because it's not funny, because it's not based in reality. The whole thing about comedy is it gets at something that it's a truth that very few people know how to put into words. And then a comedian comes along and says, let me describe this thing or talk about this thing that we all experience and we all know to be true to a certain extent or another and have this specific angle on it that'll make people laugh, right? And Greg Gutfeld, he just takes right-wing douchebaggery, puts it on steroids, adds a little clever line in there and thinks that that's comedy. No, it's not comedy because what you're talking about isn't true. You are wrong in your premise, so you just sound like an asshole with an opinion, which is exactly what you are, by the way. So what are you saying? What are you saying? Oh, no, it's not Republicans that hate on President Obama. No, that's not happening. Really, that's not happening. You are literally doing a rant where you are hating on Obama. You are proving his point as you think you are opposing his point. And also, look at the data. 51 repeal Obamacare attempts while we have a Democratic-controlled Senate and a Democratic president, so it wouldn't get through the Senate even if it got through the House of Representatives. And if it did get through the Senate, which it wouldn't, it would immediately be vetoed by President Obama. But 51 repeal Obamacare attempts. You're telling me they don't hate President Obama? They don't hate the Democrats? It's obvious. It's right in front of you. They've had a record number of filibusters under President Obama. Congress has decided unilaterally, well, we'll just filibuster absolutely everything and make it a supermajority in the Senate of 60 votes in order for you to get anything passed. Even things that we used to agree on, even if you propose legislation that we agree with and that we originally came up with, we are going to filibuster it. They shut down the government because they didn't get their way. Who does that? We disagree with your policy conclusions, therefore we are going to shut down the government. But that's not how a democracy is supposed to work. And finally, look, whenever you hear silly conservatives talk about how Democrats hate America, I've mentioned this many times on air before, but no. Think about it like a family, okay? Republicans are the parents that hear about their 14-year-old kid doing crystal meth, having sex with people in the bathroom at school, cutting class, joining a gang, crashing 3 cars. I don't know how they'd have cars at age 14. Okay, we'll make it 17, whatever. And they say, oh, no! My kid is never wrong, ever, ever, ever. It's the whole world is against them. None of the problem is their own, and we don't need to get any help. We don't need to send them to rehab. We don't need to take care of them. We don't need to have an extra eye on them. My kid is always right about everything. That's the kind of love that Republicans have for America. Democrats are the adults. They go, look, man, America, we love you, but here's the deal, dog. You did slavery for 250 years. Let's not do that. You did segregation. You did Jim Crow. We still have systemic racism today. We did a Native American genocide. We don't have universal health care. You know, our middle class is slipping further and further. From 1980 and onward, the productivity has shot through the roof, but the income hasn't risen along with it. Can we fucking grow up, please, and actually address these problems? Dissent is the highest form of patriotism. Okay? And Greg Gutfeld is trying to spin it so that if you criticize your country, he's saying, no, you're not trying to make it better, which is exactly what we're trying to do. He's saying, no, you hate it. Nonsense.